I'm sure you've already wondered, what is the first version of Brookhaven? Well, Brookhaven is not that old, since it came out in 2020. But still, there's tons of people that don't know how the first version of the game was. And that's what I'll be showing to you guys today. The first of all versions. But before any of that, I need you to leave a like on the video and to subscribe to the channel in under 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. If you were able to do that, right, I did it, in the comments below, and I'll try to leave you a little heart. So guys, I even got my detective outfit on for us to discover this first version of Brookhaven. Since if we go into Roblox's search bar and look for Brookhaven Old, we'll find tons of games that say they are the old Brookhaven map. But of course, there's tons of them that are just not. So let's go on a little journey into these games until we find the true old map of the game. This one is called Old Brookhaven. The name does imply that it is an older version. It even has about 27k visits. That's kind of a lot. So let's get into this one and see if it's what we're looking for. Here we are, and damn, this looks different. There's some sports cars right here. That's odd. I'm not sure these things were in Brookhaven. We can drive in. Oh gosh, look at that speed. Let's go full throttle in this one. Jump the mountain. Dude, it didn't do it. Well, I'm almost sure that these cars weren't in the old Brookhaven. So this game just feels pretty smooth. Here we have the stores. The bank is even here. And for those that don't know, the bank is normally on the other side, behind the police station. It's fully out of place. And it does look like how it is recently. It doesn't look like an old design. Apparently, these stores were all under construction, but I'm not sure I'm buying it. Here we have the auto shop. I think, oh, it's the Brookhaven dealership. Okay, this feels really weird. Over to this side, we have something called the Burger Barn, and it just looks like a regular fast food restaurant. There's a lot of stuff in here, but I'm also sure this wasn't in the old game. Oh, Rotten Robbie is right here. And now I'm not sure if it was always here or in another place. But I know that the car wash is fairly recent, so I don't think this one's really old. The whole city is different in this one. Here we have the agency. Did they have a building before? There's some computers around. We can even use this one. But now I'm not totally sure this was actually in the game. Did they have their own building? Well, there's not much to see here. Whoa! There's the motel! And it had 2 stories, as you can see. But this does feel pretty smooth. This doesn't feel like old Brookhaven. It kind of looks like they just copied the first floor to do the second. That doesn't feel real. Since there's the police station, to its side should be the hospital, but in this case, we have a forest. Around these trees, there's a whole playground, and dude, I doubt that this was actually in Brookhaven. Old Brookhaven RP. I just logged in, and this just feels weird. There's even a girl in here. I wasn't expecting that. What are you doing in this game? It has a literal hole to the void in it. I'm almost sure this wasn't something in the old map. Wait, what's that tube TV thing? It's right where the airport should be. This place reminds me of that broadcasting place in the mall. I don't know if you guys remember. Let me remind you. In the regular game, you can find the TV station, and you can see that inside it there's that same place we just saw on the Tube TV building. So possibly this is the place that it was before. Oh yeah, we also have the Burger Barn right where the mall was in this one. It looks identical to that other one. I'm starting to think this one's real. Rotten Robbie is also right here, with the car wash behind it. I'm actually confused if this is the real one or not. Here we have some of the stores. They don't have that under construction tape like the other one. It basically has what the game has recently, except for the second floor of these, but most of those are recent additions. The arcade is right here, looking good. There's the hospital, and we can see the fire station right there. Everything's in its place. This one calls on nostalgia for the map, so let's see if it's good. Just logged into it. It looks like we have admin access in this one, so let's fly around. Awesome, that will make it a lot easier. It got some points for that, but I don't think this map is that old. We have some stores, and this cleaners has since been removed. These are those stores for you to clean your clothes, but it's actually a front for some criminal action. You can find one of their secret bases of operations here. Let me at least try to get out of here. Cool, we're out. Here we got the motel. Not much has changed. The airport, the mall, everything seems to be in its place. How can this one cause nostalgia? It looks almost just like the recent one. Here we have the fire station, and beside it the auto shop. For those that don't know, the auto shop now is right in front of the gas station, and it looks a lot better than the old one. This one compared to it just feels kinda empty. Let's get inside and... Wait! It disconnected me? Sorry for that. My internet went down for no reason. Let's get into the auto shop because it actually had a secret entrance. I'll just turn off the fly command. It's bugging me at this point. Right here we can find a secret ladder that takes us to this secret room. This one I can fully confirm that it's an old map thing. I played the version with it. So this is the old criminal HQ. You can see by the ski mask symbol on the wall. They literally had access to both the banks and police station cameras. So you know that they were up to no good. Just so you know, the recent auto shop had that entrance removed since it should be right over here. But we can even go through it and you'll see that there's nothing in here. It's just empty. It was fully removed after an update. Old Brookhaven. But I don't really know what language they wrote that. I just logged into it and whoa, there's some nice cars in here. Let's see if it's fast. This is for sure one that we didn't have in the old game, but it's pretty great. Bonk! Wait, can we pilot the tank? We can! This is for sure not like the old version, but it is kind of fun. I already got tired of the tank. Is this a rocket launcher? Let's test it out. Oh gosh, I completely broke the tank. I'll do it again. Dude, this is so cool. Let's explode that other one. Wait, I think I blew my car up by accident. Now let's destroy it. Dude, this is so fun. What does this thing do? Oh gosh, it's closing. What's it gonna do? Wait, it teleported me. Looks like it was just a teleporter. Oh, I didn't want to come back here. Let's get into this helicopter then. I'm sure this one wasn't in the game. There's no reason to have this kind of helicopter in the game. At least this one works as a charm. Is this some sort of aerial base near the airport? Wait a minute. I'm being thrown far away. Since you did that to me, I'll explode that helicopter. Will it actually do it? It did! That's so gosh darn fun. I'll even blow these other ones too. I love doing this. This one too. Let's jump straight into this base. What do we have in here? Nothing. That's good to know. Let's climb up this tower then. There's nothing in here too. This game is even lagging out a bit. Look at these cars. That's the last look you'll have. Take that. Can we destroy the plane from the actual game? Sadly, that one's indestructible. Can we ride this helicopter? Dude, it's not working. Guess we know its fate then. Take that. Let's stop joking around and actually focus on the map. This is a nice enough car. Wait, is that a McDonald's right there? It is. But why is it here? Because of course an actual McDonald's will be in the middle of nowhere in Brookhaven's map. They gotta choose a better location. It doesn't have a lot to show, so let me get one of their cars and drive away. It's a pretty quick car to have, not gonna lie. This one is fun, but it isn't what we're looking for. Wait a minute, is that Monty from Security Breach? And for some reason, Jeff the Killer is jumping on his head. That for sure wasn't on the old Brookhaven. Let's go uphill. Nothing to see here. So guys, after playing all those games saying they're the old version, I did some further research. We can see that the creator of Brookhaven is known as Wolfpack. So, I actually found something called Rokadia RP, and it was made by Wolfpack, the creator of Brookhaven. So let's get into this and see if there's anything here. We just logged in and gosh, look at what happened to my head. I look so weird right now. Wait, what's this thing? It's a pool, and there's even a dive board. This reminds me of the public pool in Brookhaven. Do you think so too? Because the one in Brookhaven does have its own diving board, but it's a lot smaller than this one. And in my opinion, prettier too. There's also this school here. It kind of looks like the one in Brookhaven, right? It has the same stairs in the front, and on the second floor it has both the art station and the cafeteria so the students can have their lunch and stuff. It even has Bloxy Aid, just like in it. I'm thinking that this may be the actual predecessor of Brookhaven. I feel like the design of this place does look like the school in it. Here we have an Apple store, and dude, look at that! There's a plane going by! Here we have a police station, and you can clearly see what he took for Brookhaven, right? This whole counter space here. We have this room to this side, and even this corner of it. And here we even have the cells. I feel like this really had a finger in the production of the game. Okay, now I don't have any doubt that this was it. Here we have this car wash. And if we look to Brookhaven, this is literally just like the one we have there. I'm actually flabbergasted. Even the gas station has some resemblance to the one in the game. This is so weird. Now this game, I'm sure I've never played. I also found this drivable car, which is massive. Just look at my size compared to it. But it's okay. We at least found the hospital. Let's see if it's close to what we know. Okay. It does have the same idea going for it. The whole front counter is here. So inside this door, we should find the x-ray room. Okay, look! This isn't for x-ray, but this is just the same room idea. No question about it. Let me show you the comparison. This is the front desk of it, and here's what the x-ray room looks like. It's just like it. I'm almost sure that this was at least the inspiration for it. Here we have a surgery room, and this should be the baby room. Dude, are you gonna disconnect me again? Let's see if we can see the babies now. Look at these little guys. They're just little thingies. And here's how they are in Brookhaven. They're basically just rounder now. So you can clearly see that Detective Nando didn't find the first version of it, but the game that came even before it. You there that plays Brookhaven, do you know how the game was before now? Because in this video, I'll be comparing Brookhaven's old version with its present one. Everyone knows that in its latest version, this gas station has this auto shop right in front of it. Just look at how it is. In this place, we can drive our car into this, and if we click this arrow, that the car will be elevated. And this other arrow, of course, makes the car go down again. Well, the car is just floating there actually. I didn't know it did that. On this side, we have this sign that we can actually change what's written. Just changed. It's Portuguese for subscribe. So don't forget to do that. Now, inside is the counter where we make our purchases and talk with the attendant. And by this side, we have a little storage room with actually not much to see. But if we go to the old Brookhaven, we can still find the gas station right here, but in front of it, there's actually nothing to be found. By this version, the auto shop was somewhere else. If we go towards where the fire station is, we can see that the auto shop was actually here before. The shop was placed later next to the gas station. Please put in the comments below if you guys have played this version when it was still up. There are some other parts of this place that were very different from the present version. Where we found that sign, we have a place to spawn some cars. Oh wow! Look at this fancy car here. This car actually wasn't in this old version of Brookhaven. It literally didn't exist at this point. Let's take a look at these other ones then. I'm curious. Another one of these. What about this third one? I guess they are just different colors. Let's leave this here because this wasn't added at all in the old or the present version. This is all totally fake. But there is something over here that was in the old version but was later removed. It is this. Wait! Where is the machine that elevates your car? There's actually nothing here. I guess it's not here as well. Alright then. Now inside the auto shop, where the counter is, it looks pretty much the same. But in this storage room, there is a little something. If we look around, we'll see this secret passage right in here. Down here, we can find this secret place beneath the auto shop. This was an old criminal hideout that was placed here in the old versions. In here, we'll find cameras that show you around the town. It's kinda creepy. They even got some guns over here that I'm not able to grab. This was indeed a real place that was removed later after some updates. That place is really bizarre. So let's just get the heck out. We're back to the present game to show you some more. On this street, we have Brookhaven Bank. We can get our credit card and withdraw some money at its ATM. No, not this green card. It needs to be one of these two cards. The blue or the red card. Let me get it for us. Now we just gotta place it in the machine and out comes out money. Now I got some cash. Make it rain. Anyways, here in this counter, we can grab ourselves this green card too. So if we go upstairs, we can open this door up. So now we have access to the vault where they keep all the money. If we want to be bad, we can grab our trusty C4 and explode it. Get into it and grab these money bags and just make a run for it. Well, actually, we can't get out through there. So we'll use a secret passage so that no one comes after us. This is really cool. We also have this place called Rockstar. It's a clothing shop. We can even test some out. Just look at how fresh I look. It's not only boys, but girls' clothes as well. Okay. This is actually not really my style. Please give me something else. Dude, what kind of clothes are these? Let's just change into something more comfortable. Okay, now we are looking better. There's a dentist here as well. We can go to fix our teeth if we aren't doing good in that department. Just gotta lay down here and the dentist will do its magic. I really don't like dentists, So I'm out of here. Starbucks coffee is in here too. We can get ourselves some coffee or even some donuts in here. Right on top of it, we also have this empty room that possibly means that a later update will be adding something here, since it's really weird for it to have literally nothing in there. The library is over here where you can get some reading material, but I'm not a big fan of books, so no thanks. We also have the post office right beside it. Here you can find these boxes that are to be delivered to the residents of Brookhaven. And here in the back we have this door. Oh, I opened the secret passage by mistake. Now that you guys know how this street looks, we'll take a look at how it looked before. Now I'm in the older version, and I just found this guy that looks just like me. I asked him why he is even with the same clothes as me. What's he gonna say? You know I'm the original wearer. He said that it's not mine, that it's Nando's. But I'm Nando! Anyways, let's look at how it was. The bank still has the same ATM and counter. Up here we already had the vault floor. That for some reason doesn't have a door. What even happened to the vault door? Did they rob that too? These robbers have gone above and beyond. Rockstar seems to have just a bit changed. We still have the boys and girls sections in the same place. Not much to talk about. Where there was a dentist, it's blocked out. It was still in construction. The dentist office hadn't been added yet. But I don't care about this tape here. I'm gonna go and see it. Wait! Where are the doors? Where we now have a dentist's office, there was nothing added at this moment. And over here it was that empty room. So it still remains empty. So nothing for us to see. And here we have cleaners. We don't actually have cleaners in the game now. Was it a place for us to clean our clothes? Notice, out of service, it isn't even working. We only really have a counter and a box in here. In the back, we have some sort of storage place and... What is this? Do not enter? Is this a secret passage? I think this is the same tunnel for the bank's vault, and we out of nowhere found it right below the cleaners. Let me actually see if this passage here still works. Oh, hey, look at that! I thought it was newer. But this place has been in the game for a while. We can find guns, explosives, and even this black safe that I'm still clueless to what you can do to it. Never got it to open. These wires are all blown up, but the computer here is still good. This place is really cool. We are back at the latest update. And as you see, the cleaners are no more. But that secret passage still appears here over this alley in the back of these stores. We can go into it. Go downstairs and we find that same place with the tunnel. Let's just grab a flashlight for us to see better. Now, the secret passage in here, we need to click on the light so it opens up and then we just go down. We are at that same place from before. So this place, as I said before, it's really old. But the stores that I wanted to show you are those ones. The bank, Rockstar, and the cleaners. We still didn't have the library, the dentist, or the post office. We only had a dumpster where they would be. And upstairs, they didn't have anything with an exception to the bank. Apparently, our pool also didn't have water in the old version. Did it disappear, or is it another fake recreation? At least the poolside still looks good. Nowadays, the grocery store is looking like this. So remember how this place looks for our comparison. We have some Coke, some grape juice, I think, some milk, water, pizza, and all kinds of products. We also have this door that leads us to this weird back room here. We also have access to these luxury apartments for us to rent out. Now in the older versions, this place had quite a different design. Our drinks still look to be in the same place, except our water. Where is our water? But you can see how they still don't look the same as how I showed you. Still has the same vibe. But it looks a bit bigger, I think. But something that changed a lot is this back room. There was supposed to be a door here, but I'm not sure what happened. Now it just leads us to this ladder in the back alley. The luxury apartments weren't even a part of the game still. You couldn't rent a place up here. So if we go up, there isn't really anything, only some tape to prevent you from going further. You can still go up there by using this ladder in the alley. Now we're in the apartment complex. Before it was one. It's just an empty space with no real purpose. In the latest version of Brookhaven, our hospital has had quite an update. Look at how it's designed. We can even see some remedies on the shelf here. That's nice. We can book our checkup with them here. This is the surgery room. And over here we find the beds for the patients. There's 3 here, and next to it the x-ray machine, which if you didn't know, there's a secret passage in here, but I think most people know it nowadays. We just gotta jump behind this black sign, and we are now inside it. There's even a button below this table here. This place is pretty damn weird. Let me get out of there, because that place is kinda scary. They also have a nursery in here. Look at how cute those babies are. Now the hospital in the older versions, its whole design was pretty different. Just look at the lettering, and you'll get the picture. We don't have our little remedy selling counter in here. We can only sit down and think about them. This counter still looks the same. The 3 patient beds as well. The surgery room looks as it is now too. So let's see the x-ray room because it had the most changes in this place. The whole machine looks less like a machine. I don't know if that's the map or if it actually was like this. The secret passage is still here, but that sign was not added yet. We can go inside here and it's still as it is now. Let's even check the button. Nope. The button must have been added later. So the hospital didn't change much compared to how it was, but it feels different. Let's actually check the nursery to just check if they're all right. Okay, they are strong and healthy as well. In the latest version, our cemetery has all of these gravestones. There's exactly 6 of them. There's also a secret passage in here. For those that didn't know, you can see that there's this open grave here. I am completely not sure why, but right in front of this gravestone, we can find it. It's a false floor. We can just drop down and see this spooky coffin, which is already really bizarre, and the worst part is that we can click it and it makes a very strange sound. Good gosh. I'm getting out of here. Now a few updates before the cemetery. We don't have our 6 tombstones anymore. We only have... Wait! There was supposed to be one right here. There's still this open grave, and I still don't know its purpose. And we also have this lonesome grave in what? Where's the tombstone that was supposed to be here then? I even ended up stuck here. Okay, I got out. But yeah, it only has this one grave in here. I'm not sure if it's bugged or what, but there looks to be only one in here at least. In the present day, we can find the cinema, and it has all this. There's Moe's Pizza where we can get ourselves a slice. Of course, it actually has this door where we can go and make the pizzas ourselves. There's some places for us to hang out and, oh, I actually have never seen this place. Oh, it's a catwalk for models. It even has a back room for them to do their makeup and get ready. There's also this secret message in here that says Bugstra was here. Now that one I don't know. After this catwalk, this place still has a stage for some performers. They have this little back room too. Of course, we can't forget the actual cinema. Now this place everyone knows about. We can just sit down, watch some movies and chill. Upstairs we got this gym, but I'm not really sure how to use these ones. I don't need a spotter. Just watch me. This is some sort of dancing studio. Never actually used this place. Look at me doing some ballet moves. I didn't know we could actually do that. Let's enjoy this opportunity and try to bug this animation. We just have to go to our first person view and change our size. Oh, I guess it doesn't let us do that. Anyways, we have Happy Burger here, so that players can lunch up some burgers together. Even got some soda options. Very nice. And we can even go in the kitchen and use it to make some burgers. And here we have the TV station. We can use this to make some movie scenes or even a documentary inside Brookhaven. That would be cool. We can also close the curtains. Just look at that. So cool. They even got this camera set up for our cameraman to work out the angles. Now the old Brookhaven had it a bit different. You can see by just getting in. It even looks brighter than normal. Moe's Pizza was already standing. Some stuff is missing, but it's still Moe's. We have an electronics stand by its side. I don't remember seeing it in the newer version. They seem to sell phones, cameras, and stuff like that. The catwalk was already here. Awesome. The stage didn't change much as well. Good thing they could play that long ago. This map doesn't let us, but the cinema was in here. Of course. Now upstairs had a big remodeling. There's a camping supplies stand here with some marshmallows. Also a stand to sell these party supplies if you ever want to throw a party for all your friends. Oh look, a baby shop. If you needed a stroller or some other things for your child, they had you covered. The dance studio was also an OG in this place. As you can see, we can just chill sitting here, I guess. Happy Burger was here too, with this nice little kitchen. Just as usual, TV station still has all its setup like it is now. Not much has changed. I think it was mostly lighting, I would imagine. Here in Brooks Diner, nothing much was different at all. Even the bathroom is just like it is now. But I'm not here to go to the bathroom. Guys, look at how the motel is as well. It was all just empty, but still, You can see it is the same motel, just with a few things left to be added. Today I'll be visiting all the older versions of Brookhaven so we can compare the motels from the oldest version to the most recent one. Let's start it off with the first version of them all, the one from 1903. In case you think I'm kidding, look at this message written Happy New Year 1903. The whole spawn area wasn't even added into the game yet. Everything was still under construction. All we had were trees all over. The only building that already had some structure was the police station, which already looks quite different from what it is today. It's all wooden and kinda weird. Even the ladders weren't metal back then, while the ones nowadays are all metal painted red. At this point, everything was made of wood, which is certainly weird. Look at these jail cells. They're so simple. No criminal could have been held in here. They would escape so easily. The wall is already broken. Beyond that, at this time, they didn't even have the motel. This is where it's gonna be in the next version. But at this time, there's nothing. It's all just empty space. Here is the actual place it would be nowadays, but it's all just grass and bush. There's literally nothing over here. That's certainly about to change as we're going to the version from 2020. On this version, the game already looks mostly like it is nowadays, as you can see by the spawn area. The police station does look quite different, but it's not that much from what we know. As you can see, none of the walls are wood anymore. They're all concrete now. By going into the cells, you'll see they're a lot safer now. It also has the secret passage on the vent system for you to run from there. What about the secret room up here? Oh, looks like it does. Some stuff was supposed to be here though. All that's left is this floating image of that FBI agent. This version is so old that it still has the tutorial on how the game works at spawn. Nowadays, that sign was completely removed as the game in its entirety is pretty easy to figure out, and everyone already knows how to play it. Here's the public pool and its slide, but this is what we want to see. The motel! Back then, the motel could be found over here, across the public pool. This is where a bunch of stores will pop up later, but for now, all that we have is the old motel. It's not that different from how it is nowadays. It has all the rooms it had before. There's a little reception room on this side so you can pay for your room. Just look at this computer screen. It's certainly old. Wait! Is Pommy right there? How are you doing, Pommy? She's probably one of our subs. But what about you? Did you leave a like on this video already? If not, go subscribe to the channel as well for a good time. It also has this little storage room with some towels, I think. The reception back then was pretty small. There's a Coke vending machine out here that doesn't seem to be working. This whole building also has its details in green, as you can see because of how green the roof is. Even the whole motel sign had those bright green LEDs on each letter. Now before we go into another version, we can see a few other things. Going to this direction where we'd normally find the hotel, there really wasn't much over here at this point. We did have this whole garage tunnel thing. You could basically circle around it, but it also had the older Blackhawk community, where you could get yourself a home. As you can see, there's a few plots around the street. For in total, there's another sign with the community's name over here too. I'll show you guys afterwards where you'd find it today in the game, but this really was how it looked back then. Oh yeah, the Burger Barn. In case you didn't know, we already had the Burger Barn back here. Some may think the Burger Barn is a new addition to the game, but it's really just an older addition that they removed before. A fun fact is that if you jump into this vent, you'll be able to find this little nook, where probably some of the employees of the Burger Barn sat down to talk and eat some snacks. The stores in front of the police station weren't even fully built yet. Everything is still closed up. Club Brooks wasn't even in yet. All we had was the salon, as well as the arcade, which is interesting. In case you didn't know this, it did have a second floor that took you to a birthday room. Since we're pretty close, let's look at the school. Brookhaven School looked so much better back then. It gives me such nostalgia to walk around these halls. Nowadays, Brookhaven remodeled this whole place so it looks a lot different from this version. It also had these fences. I don't think we have this in the latest updates. Another thing that this version has is that the fire station is in the town hall's location. After it was taken over to this side, that means that town hall didn't even exist back then. We also had the agency building instead of the daycare. So the agency was actually a place with FBI offices and stuff like that, before they were seen as something good, of course. Beyond that, the place had about 3 stories inside. It was quite crazy. Here is Lake Madison. It doesn't have water for some reason. Now we're in a version from 2021. This one one is actually one of the Christmas updates, as you can see by the Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays message up there with the names of the devs beneath it. Oh yeah, it also had this little feedback button down here. By clicking on there, you could send the devs a message about any bugs or anything you'd like to say about the game. Those messages went straight to the devs so they could know anything that they could fix or do for the game. We can look at the motel from this version now. At this time, you find it right beside Brooks Diner, which is still where it is. It's already a lot more like what we're used to, with all the rooms there. So it's still about the same as it was. Even the reception is practically the same. The stores are finally mostly in their rightful place, like Rockstar and the bank. But still, they didn't add everything, as you can see by this empty space. I do know one thing. At this time, we didn't have the secret passage over here, because to make our way into that bunker, we had to go down from inside the cleaners, which of course led to the secret agency bunker. That's certainly crazy, isn't it? At this point, the burger barn was already switched for the mall. Even if in this version it's quite different, just look at this whole club dance floor it has. They even have a drinks bar. It certainly looks quite different. We can also go upstairs, where we'll see that the TV station has already been added after 2TV was removed. That's interesting. Why did the church used to be all the way out here? Never expected it to be over here. I'm so used to being next to the neighborhoods. And finally, over this way, we can see how Lake Madison looked, still without anything at all. Something that I know all the real oldies in Brookhaven know about is that the edge of the map was a big brown wall. The idea was for you to not be able to cross it, because at this point we didn't have the ocean. That's actually quite a recent addition, which also made the whole road just end up in this dark tunnel. Some people even thought it would take us to another city. That really wasn't the case though. You guys remember the Blackhawk community I talked about before? Nowadays you can find it over here. Now every plot of land over here is part of it. Before, where we had only 4 plots of land, we can have a lot more after this. While we're talking community, this one had this straight road all the way back. We still didn't have any tunnels. Another thing that's interesting is that beside this arch we had this mountain where we could have a house on the latest versions. We couldn't do anything with this place at this point. So yeah, Brookhaven may look a lot more like what we're used to, but it was still under development. Going back to the motel, right on the roof we still had this secret passage where we could use a sleeping bag and just find ourselves in this weird looking attic it had. Now I'm in a Brookhaven version from 2022. The game now looks almost perfectly as we know it now. As you can see that even the apartments have been added already. Even the motel at this point looked like this. Check it out! Certainly a lot more like the one we had before the new remodeling it got in the new update. For sure it already looks a lot prettier than the last few versions. The whole weird purple paint job was taken out of it. You can see the details are more minimalistic as well. This version that I got is also one of the Christmas updates, so you can see that everything is already happening in this one. Just look at how the town looked before all that new remodeling. Our police station was a lot simpler. The hospital, the school, I'm filled with nostalgia. Of course those still exist nowadays, but they now look completely different. Finally, I'm back at the 2024 version of Brookhaven. Everything looks a lot different now, like the grocery store. Other places like the hospital and police station as well. Burger Barn has been added back. And to finish off, we got the brand new motel with a completely unique design. They didn't just change it, but gave it a brand new floor as well. It also gave us the option to choose between which room we want to get. We got 5 normal options and even a VIP one. So please comment down below if you guys prefer the older versions of Brookhaven. If you say yes, tell me which one is the best in your opinion. This is the most recent version of Brookhaven, the one we know and love. But how would the first version of this game be? Leave it to me, as in today's video, I'll be showing you guys all sorts of things that were removed from Brookhaven. The first thing we'll talk about actually means a lot to this game. I think everyone knows the menu we have on the side where we can grab some items, change our character, or even spawn in vehicles. It actually looked something like this. They were just a little bit different, with some color put into it. The menus inside were changed a bit too. They were more simplistic. You can even find the old CPR animation in here. It was actually used to roleplay as if you were reviving other players, but it was sadly removed from the game a few years ago. Even if this one's old, it's not as old as the one I'll be showing right now. Looking at this video from 2020, you can see just how colorful it was before. Everything was more bold and the lines were thicker. They also used a lot of that light blue color. If you've played Brookhaven, you already know the 3 communities there are in town. There's Blackhawk, the Oaks, and lastly Crown Point. What you probably didn't know is that in older versions there actually was a 4th community, which was called Ridgeway. You could find it right around here. here. Before this tunnel, a whole community stood in here, and if you ask why they took it out, I really don't know. In this video, you can pretty much see it's in the same place I just showed you guys. They just had a couple few houses on the left side, and it just connected back to one of the other communities. This one right here. So yeah, they fully just removed the whole community. And since we're talking about communities, you know Blackhawk? It really wasn't how we know it now. It didn't even used to be here. Blackhawk was actually right in front of the public pool. It may not make sense, but look at that. The sign is right there. There wasn't much there. You can only fit about 4 houses in here. By the way, the houses right here are still fully in the game. Looking inside, they don't seem to really have changed at all. Even the trailer still looks as it is today. You can even see the house settings had the same colors as the menus as well. And just to prove that we have this video from some years ago, there really wasn't that much space for homes in there at all. Another removed thing that you probably didn't notice. You may not remember, but there weren't only these games in the arcade before. Right in this empty space, there were actually some stairs for you to go to the second floor. And as you can see, it was removed. In this older version, you can see it right there. It actually took us to a little birthday room, which was just a little place for you to make your birthday party. The stairs were moved to the outside, but they still lead to a nice little party room. If you compare it to the older one, I think it really looks a lot better. But nowadays, it isn't just a party room we have. We can also turn it into a tanning salon, or you can even have a nice breakfast restaurant. So it's better than before. It's 3 in 1. Beyond the stores we have today, before we had the cleaners, it was basically one of those laundry places for your clothes. I've talked about it before in a previous video. This is kind of a follow-up to that, so check it out too. What I forgot to say is that the cleaners are actually still inside the game. They have just changed its location, because if we go over to the Los Panchos restaurant, we can actually just activate this laundromat button, and we'll now have a new place for you to wash your clothes. They just turned it into a laundromat, probably for convenience, but I feel like that's a lot better. One thing you probably know are the apartments above the grocery store. If we go all the way up and get a penthouse one, you will need the premium game pass to do this, by the way. In theory, you should be able to just have one of these, and another person could get the one below. But in older versions of the game, it didn't really work like that, because some time ago, they didn't even exist. I'm not even kidding. It was really just empty space. To get over there, you needed to go to the alley behind the stores and climb up this ladder. You could find this door next to it with this door that took you to where the apartments now would be. But there really wasn't much here. Just a plant in a corner. And a door frame with some tape, probably because it was still in construction. It's crazy to see this since I actually played on these older versions. You can see just how much the game has evolved. We could also just climb up to the ceiling of the place. They even had this little glass ceiling, which is pretty nice. Nowadays, you know just how many vehicles there are in the game. And it's quite a lot. This is a very long list. But in older versions, there wasn't as much as today. Let me show you what you could find in an older version. We still had some well-known ones, like the hoverboard, the horse, the skateboard. Down there we also had the basic stuff. Police cars, ambulances, fire trucks. But just look at this list. It's really small. It's cool to see just how much Brookhaven keeps updating stuff like that. So I can see a future where the game will have added so many vehicles, houses, and new buildings to the town. That Brookhaven may be a very demanding game and not everyone will be able to play it. That's just kinda sad though. Another removed thing that I bet you guys didn't know about, which were the bushes. They didn't really look like these nice little green leaves here. And even this space beneath the spawn didn't exist at all. If we look at this guy's video from a long time ago, he'll start to have a stroll around town. And as he comes close to spawn, you can see just what I'm talking about. The vases were full of very colorful plants, some red, others blue, or even purple, something you wouldn't really see in a regular plant. Even the tutorial signs were already there. These ones still stand today. They are literally just basic instructions of some of the game's mechanics, like getting houses, using vehicles, stuff like that. This is also how Spawn was. We didn't have that space beneath it. We didn't even have the metro. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that. We didn't actually have it before. There's really just nothing there where it is today. I really wanted to find the version with those shiny colorful plants, but that version is too old for me to find, so that's quite hard to do. One place I don't see people often are these offices right here. It's just a bunch of agencies you can talk to, from party planners, model agencies, and even law offices. Literally all 3 in 1. As you imagine, it wasn't like this at all in older versions. Right here where you find them today was actually where the mayor's office was. I think everyone knows that you find it now at Town Hall. Only thing close to that now is this tiny tiny little law office. Brookhaven's motel wasn't always like it is today. Nowadays, we have around 5 rooms you can choose from. You can rent any of them if you want. We also have a Coke vending machine, which is nice. There's also this little motel manager counter for you to rate your room and stuff like that. Also, this back room with some towels, I imagine. Looking at this video, it's clear to see that the motel was actually right beside the public pool. You can see from this other angle that yes, it was right there. In this older version, you can clearly see it just like the video. Even the colors of it changed. It was all green before, but still with a shiny star. We still had the little manager counter. This part doesn't seem to have changed much. Here we can see the rooms closer. We still had 5 apartments down here, but there also were some stairs that took you to 5 more apartments. This feels a bit wrong. They aren't even numbered right. You can even look at the video where it shows the side of the motel. There wasn't a second floor to it. So yes, it did change quite a bit, but in no way it had this second floor. If we look back at the apartments, right above the grocery store, apparently before they closed it, it was a restaurant. Sonny's Restaurant. So that's what it was before. I actually didn't know that. It even had a nice little romantic table in the balcony for you and your date. They had quite a few stuff that's still in the game, like the drinks from Club Brooks. These plates of food you can for sure find in the game still. I'm not kidding. We just need to go down to the food section of the inventory. Both the plates we found there are in here, like these chicken wings. This one's a taco and burrito. We got hot dogs and also a nice beefsteak. Lastly, there's the pancakes. So we have quite a variety of food here. I think that restaurant may even kind of still exist in the game. Actually, I'm not sure. Let me go over the options in this room. If we click on the restaurant button, it will be the same. Dude, it's basically the same thing. They have the same colorful drinks from before. They still have the beefsteak, but the other ones were removed. Even the computer. This is actually quite similar to that one. We even have some little storage space back here. It really is kind of like what we have today. They also had the storage space in this one. So back in the day where the apartments were, we had Sonny's Restaurant, but since it has been removed and rebranded to the Brick, and it stands almost at the same place as before. So that's gonna have to be it for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like in the video and comment down below if you want to see more videos like this. Make sure to watch one of the videos on screen right now. I know you'd enjoy them. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for even more Roblox coming right up. Have a good one!